All right, Coach Nielsen, go ahead and give us an opening statement.
Yeah, disappointing outcome. Give South Dakota State credit. They outplayed us in all three phases of the game, and when that happens, you're going to get beat. Thought our kids competed. I never doubt that, but they took advantage of opportunities. We didn't take advantage of opportunities, particularly in the first half, and as a result, score got away from us.
Coach, obviously they are number one for a reason, but do you just feel like a few too many mental mistakes, especially after that first quarter where they were kind of on the ropes, kind of kept you from maybe making this a little bit closer and having a chance?
Yeah, we had a chance to keep some drives alive in the first half. Uncharacteristic dropped a couple of passes that could have kept drives alive, and that was one of the things that we knew going into the game that we were going to have to do. We're going to have to find a way to be consistent, to be able to drive the football and score when we had opportunities to do that. And unfortunately, we didn't execute in those critical times. And they did a great job on third downs, staying on the field. We did a very poor job on third downs, staying on the field. And as a result, they put some drives together. We had a hard time putting drives together.
Obviously, your team's won some big games already, going up to the Fargo Dome, Youngstown, but you know that this game means a lot different to everybody around here. There's been a lot of hype for it, even going 2 weeks back now. Do you think they were maybe a little tight in places? Do you think they maybe let a little bit of this kind of get to them?
I don't think so. I thought we came out right away, put a nice drive together. Ended up having to take a field goal. You'd like to take that opening drive all the way to the end zone. Made a nice defensive stop, had the ball back, and that's where we needed to capitalize. We needed to continue to gather some momentum and give them credit. They stopped us in those situations, and like I said, we particularly from a defensive standpoint, we allowed them too many third down conversions and the ability to keep their drives alive.
Last thing for me, obviously everything still is ahead of you despite this, and the Valley doesn't offer you any breaks. You go to Southern Illinois next week. There's even a chance you see those guys again in the playoffs. How do you regroup your guys? Obviously, a lot of emotions from this, but how do you get them back on the horse and get them to finish strong? Because obviously the playoffs and a lot of things are still on the table for this group. Yeah,
I told them after the game, we've got to put that chip back on our shoulder. Got to get back to work. We were not as good a football team, and I'm not taking anything away from South Dakota State. I think they've got a really, really good football team. They've got a really experienced football team. They played like that today, but we weren't our best today. We need to play better, and we can play better, and we will play better next week.
Coach, just that drop by Carter Bell there on third down, a really tough play to make there, but just did it feel like the momentum kind of really shifted on that play?
Yeah, we had 3 or 4 opportunities to make contested or open catches today that would have kept drives alive or could have potentially been big plays, and we didn't make any of them, and that's atypical of us. We've been a team that's made some of those plays. And against a team like that, you're going to have to make those. That's the stone cold fact, that you got to make those plays when you have opportunities to make them, because you're not going to get that many chances against a really good football team. And, they did a great job of controlling the football in the second half, particularly, and limited the opportunities that we had.
Just how impressive was SDSU's front seven and just their performance today?
Well, they're good at all levels. They've got a lot of experience. I lost track of counting one time, but I think they got 7 or 8, sixth-year seniors on the offensive side. And those guys play like an experienced football team. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Defensively, I thought. We got sacked a couple of times, but obviously when you get behind, everybody knows you're going to throw. But I thought overall, we were able to battle them in the trenches. We wore down a little bit defensively as the game went on because they were able to possess the football.
Yeah, and then just SDSU gets that 8-minute drive there to start the second quarter. Just me, what's the challenge when you're playing an offense as versatile as SDSU's?
Well, you got to execute on third down. I mean, I guess I'd have to go back through that drive, a little bit to see how many times we had them third down in that drive, and we could have got them off the field. But yeah, they responded. We got ahead. They responded. I thought really the big swing in the game was we were moving the ball there right before half, and we get the tip ball interception, and then they were able to, quarterback made a couple of plays with his feet, ended up kicking a field goal. That's a big swing. You could say that's maybe a 6-point swing or maybe even a 10-point swing there in the score. And I thought that was a big play going into half. And then, they came out and we knew that first drive in the third quarter was going to be important. And, they came out and put enough of a drive together that they were able to get a field goal. And so that's a big swing there, the end of the second quarter and that first drive of the third quarter.
Bob, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the targeting call in the first half. Not so much, I think we all know you don't like the call, but did you feel like it impacted the game, that it had anything to do with momentum or just your guys' morale? Because it seemed like it was a big play, then the penalty, and plus he gets taken out of the game. I just want to know your thoughts on that situation, kind of.
It's a big play when you take one of our best players out of the game, I disagreed with it. I watched the replay myself, but I don't get to make the call, and so. Not only did it give them a first down inside the 10-yard line, it like I said, takes one of our best players out of the game for a half and part of a quarter. So it's a big call, and I think you got to be 100% right to make that. And that's why we've changed the rule. I was on the rules committee when we put it in. I was on the rules committee when we changed it. With the whole idea is you got to be 100% certain to make that call to take a player out of the game.
Just with them being college athletes, would you want to change that rule to maybe not penalize the player like for a full game, for a full
I don't want to get into a targeting rant here. I think we've done a great job in college football with the rule change, changing the behavior of our players. And I think, like I said, when we put it in all those years ago, we're far ahead of the NFL right now. I think the NFL would like to put our rule in, but they just can't quite make it stick because of their roster sizes and all of that. But it is still a huge penalty when you're removing guys from the game. So.
Coach, they dominated the run on both sides, limiting you and on the offensive end. What led into each side?
Well, we knew that was one of the keys coming in. If we were going to have a chance to win this game at the end, we were going to have to balance rushing yards. We didn't do that today. Give them credit. They blocked us, and they tackled better than we did. And that's a recipe for losing a football game if you get out blocked and you get out tackled.